Being a guitar player, learning other instruments is something that will inevitably happen, especially in today's age. Learning the bass for me originally was to record bass guitar on my tracks because I couldn't afford to hire a bass player to play on them. And through that process, I sort of really enjoyed learning and playing. Now, I was not a huge fan of the big and bulky Squier bass that I had that was just not treated very well. And for being mainly a guitar player, it was just a huge difference and very hard to play. Then I heard something about a short scale bass, and the JMJ road-worn Mustang in particular. So I believe the specs on this bass are taken straight from either the 1966 or 67 Mustang bass, but it's definitely 60s inspired for sure. It's got a 30-inch scale, which helps give it a tighter and more focused tone, but it also has a modern 9.5-inch radius fingerboard with rolled edges that will still offer that familiar feel of other large-sized basses. Basically, this thing is designed for ultimate comfort, speed, and obviously as a living room piece, because the aged hardware and road-worn Daphne blue lacquered finish looks exquisite, especially if you got that like 70s vibe in your living room. Yeah. It's also got a custom spec split coil Mustang pickup, aged pearl pickguard, vintage style hardware, and a Hipshot lollipop tuners. Now, if you're wondering what JMJ stands for, those are actually the initials of a killer musician who has bass credits with Paramore, Beck, Nine Inch Nails, and countless others, and his name is Justin Meldal Johnson. His primary instrument was a vintage Mustang bass that he used on all of those records and songs, which is why this bass is vintage inspired. Now there's tons of different Mustang basses on the market. Why did I choose this one? I mean, you have the Fender Player, the Performer, the American Vintage 2, you have some Squier options. Now I didn't get this because it's the cheapest. It's actually one of the top 2 most expensive ones. It's sitting around $1,349 and the American Performer is sitting at about $1,500. Now I've played almost all of these besides the Performer, and the JMJ felt the most comfortable and very easy to play, and it also sounded the most balanced to me anyway. Also, I'll admit I'm a huge fan of the road-worn look on certain instruments, and then with the Daphne blue finish, this one was just kind of a no-brainer for me anyway. This also comes in a road-worn black finish, but this one looked more beachy to me. Just moved to LA, so I kind of wanted to fit that vibe. Now, before I made this video, I wanted to do a little bit more research, and I stumbled upon Phil Conrad's Mustang bass comparison video. Highly recommend checking out this video if you're in search of the perfect bass. I'll link that in the description or up here. But he basically goes over tons of different Mustang basses, and he kind of rates them on feel, the sound, the price, and all that. And the JMJ was actually one of the better ones, the best one, actually. Phil Conrad's also just an amazing bassist, and he's really great at making YouTube videos, so definitely go check him out if you want to learn more about the bass side of things, because all of this is coming from a guitarist's perspective. Speaking of a guitarist's perspective, I want to give you my thoughts and tell you why I think it's one of the best basses you can get as a guitar player. Jumping straight from playing guitar to a normal sized bass can be a huge difference, and it may take you longer to get used to. And also finding your abilities on it, especially if you're fairly new to bass. Now, this sucks if you're trying to lay down your own bass parts over a guitar track, or your buddy needs a bass player on a gig and you're really the only option, like things like that. It sucks, and it's gonna just take a lot longer to get comfortable with it. Unlike the Mustang bass, where it's so much smoother, it's more in a guitarist's wheelhouse. It's so fun to play, it's so easy to play, it sounds great, and it just feels like home compared to any other bass from a guitarist's perspective. Now, this bass isn't only for guitarists, obviously. I feel like this bass is for anyone. It's fun to play, it looks cool, it sounds great. I mean, what else do you really want in an instrument? A drummer, a singer, a saxophone player, whoever is in the music world and then they want to dip their toes into the bass side of things. I love laying down some MIDI drums, maybe some synths, and adding a cool little bass groove. Sometimes I don't even want to add guitar on top of that because it sounds so good. At the end of the day, it's just another way to express yourself as a musician. Now, let me know what your thoughts are on the JMJ Mustang bass or Mustang basses in general down in the comments below. I hope this video was helpful to you if you're looking to buy the JMJ bass. I'm here to tell you, definitely worth it. And if you like more videos like this, subscribe as well. And I will see you in the next video.